Alright, so before we give our number one franchises, we're each going to recap our 10 through 2. So here are mine again. Guitar Hero / Rock Band / Dance Dance Revolution.
Cheater.
Kirby, Phoenix Wright, Grandia, Sonic the Hedgehog, Pokemon, Professor Layton, Mario, and Dragon Warrior / Dragon Quest.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell your number one.
No, you're going to recap first.
Alright.
Everything.
Metal Gear Solid, Star Fox, Halo, Need for Speed, Katamari Damacy, King of Fighters, Mario, Legend of Zelda, and Resident Evil.
Alright. We've got... Oh, I'm sorry, I can't read that. Ken scratched it. Oh, wait, it says Mario. Mario, Zelda, Mega Man, Star Ocean, Monster Hunter, Battlefield, Grand Theft Auto, Elder Scrolls, and Metal Gear Solid.
Okay. So now, the moment you have all probably been waiting for, and probably most of you...
45 minutes.
Probably most of you know the answer to this already, but that's okay.
Skipped right to 4 and just skipped ahead of all this.
Can we do a drum roll, guys?
Yeah, okay.
No.
So, alright. My number one franchise is The Legend of Zelda. And the reason being...
You play Zelda games?
Shut up, Chris.
It's taken her a year to get this far.
Hey. Don't be hating.
Hating.
Zelda is the first game I played without the influence of other people. Like, I had Zelda 2 because that's what my stepdad had, but I didn't watch him play it and then want to play it. Like, I just picked it up on my own, and I loved it. And then when Ocarina of Time came out, and we got our N64 a month after Ocarina of Time came out, I was just hooked. And they're just great games. I always love the music. I always love the characters. I like the stories. I like most of the games in the series. I'm going to pretend a couple of them don't exist. And I don't even just mean the CDI ones. But overall, it's one of the reasons that I keep going in gaming. Because I know I can count on this series to come out with good games and have refreshing graphics. I mean, I'm not a graphics person, and I don't even mean that they're the best, but they're always refreshing because they're always changing. And that's another thing that I do love. I can't wait for Skyward Sword, you know. It's just... I just can't even describe how much I love this series.
Excellent.
What do you want for future Legend of Zelda games?
Ooh.
I want them to just... I want them to have a compelling story. I want them to keep changing how they look. A lot of people want them to stick with one style, but I don't.
Okay.
You know, I like that they changed how they look. I want them to I want them to continue to, like, you know, kind of relate to each other, but still have the elusive timeline. I know a lot of people really want to know the set timeline. I do too, but at the same time, part of the thing I love is that you never know where this is gonna and what it's gonna bring you. And I just want them to continue doing what they're doing, really.
I mean, like, do you want co-op? Do you want remakes? Do you want
remakes?
Navi?
Remakes are okay. Remakes are okay. I don't mind remakes. Depending on how they're done. I cannot wait for Ocarina of Time 3DS.
I would kind of like a massively multiplayer online first-person shooter World War II
No.
Zelda.
No.
I'm actually thinking that eventually they're going to have some mechanical thing.
I
think that they're going to start advancing the timeline.
At most, maybe 2-player things, and not just like tingle with the thing like in Wind Waker. Maybe 2-player, but really, I really want it to be one of those games that you can count on for single player. So many games are trying to focus on multiplayer right now that it's just like you need to have this game that you can count on to play just you and still love it just as much.
You know what I actually expect before co-op for Legend of Zelda? Achievements.
Well, what would be they're talking about it for the Wii.
You know what I would actually have for an achievement? This would be hilarious. Finish a tutorial and have it be titled, "Hey, listen."
I was just going to say that. Nice.
Alright, go ahead with your...
My number one is Battlefield. Battlefield, the entire series from when I first started in 2005 to now, I have not missed a game. And it's always been really tough because, you know, it's mainly been a multiplayer-only game. But then when they started introducing single player in Bad Company, I was like, oh, whatever, I don't care. These characters are gonna suck. And then you're like, oh my god, I love these characters. Haggard, Sweetwater, Sarge, and Preston are amazingly well created. The only problem is that their stories don't really continue. Like, what the hell happened to the Legionnaire in Bad Company 1? I mean, what's going to happen in Bad Company 3? Spoiler, Bad Company 2 ends on a cliffhanger. Like, cliffhangers are ...
Oh shit, going to war.
Yeah. Oh no, it's something even worse. And Sarge needs to stop saying, I'm going to... retirement, because he's going to have that retired cop syndrome where he gets shot in the head.
Die. Yeah,
he's going to get shot in the head, and like,
only
I'm going
2
to feel
days
bad.
to retirement.
But I mean, it's a great game. I love how DICE is continuously changing the maps. People are complaining, oh, the maps are always on there. Yeah, well, the data for the maps are on there. The information that's actually sent out is the barrier of it. That's why there are different barriers and different locations at MCOMs and things like that for Bad Company 2. And they're like, oh, it's a free update. That means we've already paid for them. They're already there. Yeah, they're going to wait 6 months to release a map instead of just release them all and just sit on their thumbs all day. Or they're going to do like Strike at Karkand and release a 32-person map and a 64-person map. It's the same map with more. Like, it's the same map. It's always been there.
Yeah. I just say, damn it, give us Karkand and Bad Company 2 already.
Oh my god, if Karkand came on Bad Company 2. I want Bad Company 1 maps and Karkand. I would pay for both.
Oh yeah.
I would gladly pay for both. So,
definitely.
But that's me. I've sunk so many hours.
What got you started? Like, what did you just randomly okay, I'm gonna put? Oh, okay.
My cousin was playing it, and he was a beast at it, and I was like, because he's a beast at all shooters. I don't know what he's crazy. He's like that. He's like FPS Doug. He just aims for the head at all times. And he was like, dude, you should just sign in. I was like, how do I do that? And he goes, dude, you register, and you can play under my name, and if you want to, that'll be it. I went home, upgraded my PC eventually, just got a new PC, and I started playing with him online, and then, seriously, after that, he just, like, lost the disc, and that was it. But now that I'm back in Battlefield 2, Chris, you're back in Battlefield 2. He's joining back in Battlefield 2. Other people are joining
People from the stream are
I know.
joining,
I'm like, oh my god, it's only $20 or $30 now, and I've seen it as low as $8.
How does one create a clan?
I don't know. I want to know how you have friends
I
lists,
was
but
going to say,
it's like
I'd like to set up something like that. Get
I would
people
love to
dedicated
figure out. They weren't very friendly on making friends and keeping groups together in Battlefield 2, but they are really well done now in Bad Company 2.
Yeah.
Battlefield 3, I will be getting on day one. I will be getting a new PC for that.
My new PC that I'm playing on.
There is no question, and you will see me with my name
We won't
right
see
there.
you, rather.
Yeah, no, you'll see me. I will be in stream, and I will be sitting at my computer. I will have a desktop PC right there, and a little desktop. I'll be sitting there like, what do you want? I'm playing a game.
When you come over, it won't be bring my Xbox. I'm gonna bring my PC.
Like, you guys got
I'm
an power
just
supply?
I'm just gonna have a little caption underneath in the chat. It says "Insert Ken's witty banter." ... And then they're like, "Where's Ken? Playing fucking Battlefield. Shut the fuck up. I'm playing."
You just got a bot called Battlefield Bot or something.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like, shut up, he's playing his game.
it's like, where is he? Shut up.
Shut
Making me
up, watch.
not making me focus. So, all right.
As if it wasn't obvious enough, my favorite series, number 1 is Resident Evil. It was, my brother had a friend that actually worked for a Capcom distributor. And I went over to his house one day, and he's like, hey, you want to check out this game that hasn't even been, shown to the public yet? I was like, okay, I'll try it out. And my brother knew how much I loved, horror stuff, so he had to have me try it out. And I played for about 10 minutes until I got my head chewed off, pretty much.
Kenneth, no.
Yeah, just about. And I died, and it was like the most horrifying game I'd ever played, and I loved it. So, that Christmas I got my original PS1 with Mortal Kombat Trilogy and Resident Evil. And the original, pre-released copy that is gorier than the copy that ended up being released in the US that his friend got for me. But, and it's another series I've stuck with the entire time. I've played almost every game. Some of the side games I've avoided because they haven't been that great. And I won't speak of Resident Evil 0 because I kind of really hate that game. But
you don't like Billy Cohen?
Oh God, no. No, I don't like the co-op system and the item system in that game. That was god-awful.
That one they were trying out, because they knew the item boxes needed to go.
It was like a test for Resident Evil 4, almost.
Well, the fact that you can't drop anything in Resident Evil 5 sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, you need to be able to... I don't know. It's interesting. I do have questions for you about Resident Evil series, because I didn't talk about it. I was like, what do you think about a couple things when you're done?
It's pretty much been the evolution of the series. I mean, 2 is still, up there. But I've loved all of the main games for the most part, and I hope with Resident Evil 6, when they supposedly reboot the series again, well, not reboot, but like they did with 4 and 5 where they changed the style up, I hope it still holds at least somewhat true to the originals.
What do you want in 6?
What do I want? I want zombies back, damn it. I don't care if you keep the same style. Bring zombies back.
This sounds so dumb, but I want 2 different games. I want a game that's fixed camera and over the shoulder, so you can pick which one you want.
You can choose, yeah.
Yeah. I want... This sounds dumb, but in Resident Evil 2, you could pick what color the blood was. I love doing that.
Director's
I was like, let's do green blood this time, and we just played through it, and I was like, this is amazing! So... But,
zombies are aliens now.
I know, I was like, it's a contaminant that turns your blood green! Like, they're filled with ooze from Nickelodeon, like, just making up the stupidest stories, and I love doing that. I also loved how, when I played Resident Evil 3 the first time, my friend was so afraid of it. He was just like, I can't play it, I'm so horrified of Nemesis. And I was like, I'll play it, I can do this, because I played 2, like, 70 trillion times over.
Oh, yeah.
And, the thing is that he would go around and initiate the traps, and then when I was backtracking to finish the thing, I would trigger the traps. And like one time it was like, I don't know, he walked by a cop car and then he's like click, and the door slammed, and I was like, whatever, I didn't see it. I came over and played it, and then the zombie popped out of the door, and I'm sitting here and I'm throwing the controller at him like, you bastards, I dare you not tell me about these things. And then like birds coming out of the bus, I'm like, ugh.
I have to say, I don't play these games. I actually tried once, a friend lent them to me. I can't do it. But I've watched Chris play almost all of the main series, at least. No, I have watched the whole series now. Because you finally played 3 where I could watch.
That's right.
But something I would like to see as a watcher of 6 is I want to see the characters start relating more. Like, one thing that I've noticed is that it seems like you have, the Chris, Jill side of things, and then you have the Leon, Claire side of things. And Chris and Claire, kind of came together in Code Veronica. But it seems like you have Leon and Chris and Jill in these 2 distinct...
Like, they never really meet.
Like, different worlds of this same thing. And I kind of would like to see them kind of
bring back the old characters to cooperate.
The only time that they've actually all met up was at the end of Resident Evil 2. Jill and Chris were coming back in the store.
There's a second
to pick them up. And I was like, that's the only time they've ever crossed paths.
But it seems like they're in 2 distinct worlds, and I'd like to see them, because they are in the same world. They're the same, I would like to see that kind of come together.
Yeah.
So
I would actually like to see all the characters come back, and you pick a character, and they have their own story.
Multiple endings, multiple stories, like Resident Evil 2 again.
Like, actually, I would accept that, part 1, part 2 type thing, but I mean, I want to play Barry. Not Brad, of course, but I mean, like, bring Carlos back, bring Billy back, bring...
Find out what happened to everybody.
Yeah, well, I guess Billy would have skedaddled, but I mean, really, he could have stayed around. Yeah. So
that's pretty much my favorite series. It's got some of the greatest memories, between like Mr. X from Resident Evil 2 giving me nightmares to the second time I played through the game with my friend Brian over, knowing exactly when the dogs were going to blow through the window in the hallway at the very beginning of the game, and knowing he wasn't expecting any of it, and hearing him scream at the top of his lungs like a little girl. That's the greatest thing I'd ever seen.
Alright, well, thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah.
I hope you kind of got to know us as gamers a little bit. That's, kind of the purpose of this. And we'll see you all next time with our top 10 favorite individual games.
All right. Bye.
Bye.